Good morning, everybody. I am your caster, Kermit.
Alright. Sorry I'm a little late, but looks like we have just started, so we have not missed a thing. Looks like it is gonna be down in the valley. Looks like we hear way sounds. Just give me a second here. And then we need... Oh. Well, first we need to have Capture Age running before we can set up Capture Age. I mean, that's, probably a good idea. Gold League. Now, both these guys got swept in their first round, so they're both 0-3, so this is definitely going to be some much-needed points for each player. With the previews, I am saying every day, okay, we gotta get something today, right? Right? Trust me, I want to make the content. Alright, so it looks like we have two of the better power creeper civs out there. We'll have Z40 in the blue as the Vietnamese to the south, and to the northeast in the red as Dawei. You'll have Sobek. When does the AOM DLC come out? Because I think there's overlap. When does the Age of Mythology DLC come out? Tell me, oh mighty Google. March 4th? Oh no, that was Immortal Pillars. Does the... upcoming... February 10th. Oh, so today. Alright. Well, hopefully after today, then we'll get some more stuff. But I know that, for some reason, World's Edge really doesn't like promoting more than one of their games at the same time. It's honestly really annoying. Anyway, 19 pop up here from each player. Alright, I got a barracks incoming. Looks like it will just be a scouts opening from each player. There we go. Nothing too crazy thus far. Alright. It's still nothing too crazy. I mean, as far as the Civ matchup goes, both Civs are excellent, so don't really think there's gonna be that much of an advantage one way or the other. And indeed, there is the stable. As we hear the lovely Vietnamese theme now that I properly adjust the audio settings. I tried to play a game several times yesterday, but unfortunately... Oh my goodness. Unfortunately, I didn't get Arena. And I am literally refusing to play... Maybe I'll play Fortified Clearing as well. Oh my gosh, sorry, Dash. But only closed maps until I hit 2K, man. I'm sorry for being slow. Became a clown, something like that. I can't micro skirmishers around all day, so, you know, we have to play to our strengths. Now the corgi has been satisfied. Hello, Norther. Alright, so very passive game so far. We're already on 9 farms and 9 farms. Both players have horse collar. How are you only 1 vill ahead? Shouldn't you be 2 vills ahead? So straight to the circus you go. It's all fun and games until you're forced to go to the circus. Yeah, this is like the definition of the hurry up and wait meta. We have to rush up to feudal age, we have to full wall, and now it's like we're not even doing anything. Now we actually don't want to invest into anything. I'm telling you guys, Arabia meta, or Valley meta in this case, same thing. I call it the hurry up and wait meta. I was worried for a second there'd be a hole there, but no, looks like Sobek's all good. Arena? No, Arena has actual variety. People are like, oh, you're going full wall, it's Arena. No, Arena you actually do things like aggression and early castle age. You can go for a more pure greedy boom. You can play a more steady, sort of light cav style. You can go castle drop, you can go monk siege. There's a lot of different things you can do. This is way less diverse than Arena. Goodbye, Dash. Now that he has gotten his oatmeal bowl, he needs me no longer. Oh, nope, now he's back. Dash, I can't play with you right now. We'll have to play with someone else. Dash. You will not snoot your bone! Ugh. Hold on, guys. I will be right back. All right. I'm in the Epstein files? I don't think so. Why are Goths a rare pick? They're just slow. They don't do the hurry up part of the hurry up and wait meta very well. Like, you try and take map control here, you just want to play aggressive, otherwise you could just be picked off by random archery units. It's not really like a... I mean, like, they'd be okay. But these sims are so much more meta, so much easier to play, much more forgiving. Messes with the past. Well, if you want to be in my future, forget my past. Something, something, something. We're something gonna last, I think? I don't know. Spice Girls. Anyway, just crossbowman here from Z40. Looks like he got one Vil, but lost all of his army, so nothing terribly exciting as far as that goes. We do have wheelbarrow in for each player. It's not suicidal, but you just need to be playing very aggressively. We've seen it plenty of times. Cause trouble? Yeah, I did notice this. We'll have to see if it matters. Probably not. Like, you'd have to completely lose track of the enemy army and the whole even to be discovered for that to matter. Anyway, Xianbei Raider is doing the Xianbei Raider-y thing. And we got the skirmishers here as well. And all those units are getting cleaned up by Sobek. So, yep. You're able to buy time in early Castlade with your skirmishers, and now you're going for Xianbei Raiders, as Z40 is now going skirmishers, oh boy. Also, it is only the 2 TCs here for blue. He has just lost a ton of units. Look at this, resources destroyed. So much better here for Sobek. Remember, the resources destroyed is the military score. So 169 through 373. Getting relics, I mean, that's definitely not a bad thing. But you have a much more serious issue that you're going to need to overcome soon, which is going to be that you are behind in TCs and you've taken very poor fights. Remember, all of the relics are sort of in this riverbed. Up. No ballistics in for either player, so it's still going to favor the guy who's got the faster units, which is, of course, going to be the Xianbei Raiders. Up. Yeah, it's just, you're running into skirms, man. What are you gonna do when the most OP unit in Age of Empires 2 comes for you? That monk's gonna have a very bad day. We have a third TC coming here at the front with only one villager. That's obviously not gonna do you well. And Ballistics and Bloodlines are both coming in here for Sobek. I mean, you're getting ballistics for both players, but... Oh, that Bill. Oh, he just had the arrows darken the sky. He did not fight in the shade. I mean, literally, it's just going skirms into Cav Archers and showing why it's so powerful right now. Very passive, like you rush up to Feudal Age, play passive, you get to Castle Age, you still play passive, and then just look for a little bit of damage here and there. Not Knights be pretty good here? For whom? Well, I mean, Knights / Haguang have. Well, the issue is, if you go Knights here, then it's really hard on your economy. You're not really able to add eco very effectively when you're going for Knights. And so now you're sort of in a situation where you have to get damage done then. Whereas with these more archer-based openings, you don't necessarily need to get damage done. I mean, you do right now with Z40, but that's just because you took a lot of losses earlier. That said, that is exactly what he's doing right here. Those Xianbei Raiders not doing anything, and finally, Z40 finds a good angle to get some damage done. And there you go. Now it's going to be down to Sobek to make something happen. Xianbei Raiders don't challenge these skirmishers very well. Even just having a few crossbowmen is really helpful in being able to snipe villagers, and that's exactly what Z40 is intentionally doing. Mangonel trundling around. Got a couple of relics in here for Z40. Stone collected seems pretty similar when looking towards a castle. You do have that better eco at this moment as Sobek, with the power of Dawi. I mean, Vietnamese have a very good eco. Like, I'd say, like, you know, high A-tier eco. Wei probably have, like, a mid-S-tier eco. Like, it is just so insane. Getting those extra eco upgrades, extra villagers from Wheelbarrow, really did do a lot there for that there Wei Civ. Sorry, a little bit of the Ornlu slipped out. Anyway, good micro here from Z40. I don't, of course, I literally, as I say that, I don't think it matters much, however, and you can see that a couple knights here, totally fine. Even get bloodlines on them, +1 defense. It's not that much of an investment, and being able to snipe the mangoes is nice, but this is the downside. You are going to be so much slower to Imperial Age as our Wei player is just now clicking on up. Run away, little peasant! Run away! Aw, rip. That said, if it does go to, like, Skirm v Skirm in Imperial Age, Vietnamese are much better. With imp skirms and all that. But Wei can still camp with Xianbei Raiders, skirmishers, traction trebs, and then you can try and make a switch into the Tiger Cav. Tiger Blood. The Charlie Sheen unit. Look at this bucolic splendor. Like, just look at it, guys. All of the rice that's getting farmed here. It's beautiful. You actually really need another mill like over here. Look how far these mills have to walk. Anyway, indeed, Tiger Cav switch is incoming. It is obviously, like, not only is the Tiger Cav a very strong unit just in general, because it is, but it's also super good in the current meta, being a mounted Huskarl. It's like you have the advantages of a Huskarl, while not being slow, and also being attached to Goths. I mean, obviously it does have downsides of that. Counter cavalry is more abundant than counter infantry. But Wei are just so much of a stronger civ overall than Goths are. Now these guys are honestly getting supercharged. All right, Imp is in. Of course, the issue for the Wei is that they are terrible at sieging. You also have some Fire Lancers incoming. It's a little annoying. C40 has killed 14 Vills at this point. Oh my goodness, a Vill in the same exact spot from before on the same tree. But yeah, now Z40 is going to try and go Fire Lancer, Rattan Archer. But that is going to be very expensive to get to, because the issue with going Fire Lancer plus Archer is that they both cost the exact same resources. So going for one of those is like easy on your eco because you're not spending food, but going for both of them is actually very hard because your food is then not too useful. Off a Cliff and Imp. They're definitely not as good at Imp as they are in Castle Age, but they are still very good. How are none of these Tiger Calves stronger? Like, they only have at most one... No, that literally, this thing has 7 kills. What the heck? Is this just like a Capture Age bug? Yes, it is. Okay, yeah, these Tiger Cav are like 175 HP and +4 attack. But Capture Age does not show them as such. Oh no, this one is. Huh, I don't know. I don't know. Alright, Bracer, Elite Fire Lancer coming in, and to be fair to Z40, he is buying time. It's taken some losses, it's been a bit painful, but man oh man are these Traction Trevs like one of the most underwhelming units in AoE 2 if you're actually trying to destroy buildings with them. Oh, go for it! Make a break for it! Rip. I mean, they do get a nice discount here as the Wei, but it's just their per unit quality is so low, and they're still very expensive, even as Wei. Oh my goodness, look at the mighty Skirmisher. Still, these Fire Lancers need to not get outmaneuvered. And here are a ton of Tiger Cav. Chain Barding Armor coming in, you can almost afford the Elite Tiger Cav upgrade. Actually have the double Blacksmith going right now here for Z40 as he is assembling his much better Imperial Age army. Got another castle coming up over here. And the eco's actually better now for blue. I mean, he's got 4 relics to 0. So despite kind of being a punching bag for most of the mid-game, you know what? Z40's like, if I can survive to late game, if I can survive to late game. And he kind of is. We have Tunchin coming in. Get that infinite food income. All right, Fire Lancers fully upgraded. Rattan Archers just missing Chemistry, Thumb Ring, and Elite. Arson's about to be in. And this is going to be getting really scary for Sobek, guys. He just doesn't have an army. Not a good one, at least. He's ahead in the KD. He's ahead in resources destroyed. He's only a little behind in eco, but he just has not developed a good army composition. I mean, what, do you think Rattan Archers are going to give a floof about Xianbei Raiders? That's not their thing. They're not in the business of giving floofs. Fire Lancer's obviously going to do very well versus Tiger Cav. Uh-oh, guys. In a game that was like... It was all Sobek up until early Imperial Age, but just this Imp transition that was so much better for Z40. And now it's just kind of a disaster for Sobek. 34 to 13 army. He only has 2 Traction Trebuchets. Oh my goodness, so insane. And Z40 can just reload and replenish those losses. I mean, to be fair, it's still 144 villagers for our red player. That's a, not a messing around number, but you have Trebs here. Of course, they are going to be on the low ground. That's sort of the necessity of this map. And yet you're working there. Z40 could and should get Elite Rattan Archer. There you go. But yeah, Rattan Archer plus Fire Lancer. That is not an easy army to deal with. No elite Tiger Cab. We are going to have Mingguang armor, which is certainly not a bad thing, but I guess army value here for Z40. 150 villagers at the moment, but the Tiger Cab are looking to go for a big old counterattack. One might even say that they are going to launch a counterattack. Their elite Rattan Archer is in. No thumb ring yet. That's still a big one. Remember, Tiger Cab only max out on 7 Pierce Armor with Elite. So it's the same as a Paladin. So, like, they're super tanky in the Pierce damage in Castle Age, but they only go from 6 to 7 Pierce Armor between Castle and Imperial Age. It really is. It's kind of weird, because they also have more melee armor with Mingguang armor. It's kind of odd design, to be honest. It's kind of like how the Iron Pagoda isn't sure if it wants to be an anti-archer unit with 3 Pierce Armor in Castle Age, or an anti-melee unit with, like, the charge blocking attack. Oh, why is there no peace in my life? Little Corgi. The Corgi has returned. Alright, Paper Money, Siege Engineers both coming in. Now, in terms of population efficiency, this army still should be better for Sobek, I think. And there's Thumbring. But it still should be much more efficient here for Z40. I guess the army value is still pretty similar. Those Xianbei Raiders are also not that great in Imperial Age. And Vietnamese are just such a freaking strong civ overall. No one has claimed that last relic. It's still 4-0 in favor of Z40. I mean, again, he is just really just setting himself up here for a late-game victory. Yeah, oh my goodness gracious mercy me. I do believe I have the Vapors. Big yikes. Big yikes right here. Tiger Cab getting obliterated. Hey, like 7 Pierce Armor at 150 HP is, like, objectively worse than Paladins. Castle being, like, look at the resources here for Z40. His fights are so efficient. Oh my goodness, guys, look at this. Look at him go! Rumored to be good, so the legends say. Although, funnily enough, they're better with the non-Chinese civs of Vietnamese and Koreans than they are with any of the Sinitic civilizations. Like, I actually don't think they're even close to OP with Chinese or Jurchens or Tetons. I think it's because, like, Vietnamese were already super good, and Koreans were already, like, strong but balanced. And then they just got a super insane unit on top of everything the civs already had. Chinese were also insane, but they lost Camel in the process. And they didn't get Gambesons for their Fire Lancers. Vietnamese also don't get Gambesons, but they have 102 HP on an infantry unit. And yeah, but missing the last attack upgrade doesn't really matter as much here because a lot of the damage here is coming through bonus damage. And they're also here to serve as a meat shield for your Rattan Archers that deal a crazy amount of damage from the back line. GG. Z40 gets the win. Sobek could not capitalize on his mid-game momentum. He just completely fell off getting into the Imperial Age. Well done. Oops. Wrong player. All right, that is Vietnamese over Dawei. I think you mean outcome. Income and outcome, despite being very similar words, are very different in their meanings. Duncan Egg series? Nah. I heard it's pretty good, though. It's just the lack of Winds of Winter and the ending of Game of Thrones is really souring my my whole opinion of the Song of Ice and Fire series. But I also didn't really like not Blood and Fire, House of the Dragon. Well, it's the fourth pick. Let's not go overboard. Anyway, what is the next map? It is probably going to be Monocle. Do we have the Burgungans? No, they were banned instantly. Smart move there. So probably going to be... honestly, you could reasonably go for any of these civs as Z40. And for Sobek, I think I would probably like Dravidians. Wait, what's the last map? African River. Okay, African River is going to be... That could be Persians, and then you go Dravidians here. I think that could work. It's pretty fun, yeah. I now have the world's sleepiest corgi behind me. Well, not everybody can be the cock connoisseur that Norther is. All right, they're in the lobby, guys. So hopefully we'll get going here. Alrighty. And guys, I want to get some info here on the thingy. Oh, I see you messaged me something about the Discord changes. Okay, I'll look at that later. All right, One Ace with the 34 months. Thank you so much, One Ace. Thank you, thank you, thank you. With horse heads of every horse girl. What? Oh, jeez. So they're all like BoJack Horseman? Alrighty, let's go. Alright, Sobek gonna be here in the red as Uncle C Tom and the Dravidians to the west and to the east and the blue as the Woo. The Woo Tag Clan. Get it, guys? The Woo Tag Clan.
Ho, 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 ho.
You guys only wish your streamer was as funny as I am. And yet, it's not. I'm sorry to disappoint you all. So, we have Monocle here. Very aggressive map, but we don't have any Flemish militia on it, so that already makes me more interested in this game. I mean, to be fair, it's Woo, so I mean, my interest will have its upper limit, but this isn't really a good Qian Swordsman matchup either, because the Swordsman play is already very strong for Dravidians, so honestly, this could just be straight up infantry and infantry. Crazier things have happened. And you know what, guys? What do Woo have that's good against Uncle C Tom himself? Like, the Arumi is such a weird unit. Like, both of these civs are like arguments for having the weakest unique unit, but Fire Archers just feel bad in almost every situation. And okay, except like, okay, castle drop, you're not really in petard range, so you go Fire Archers, and then you have the win there. Like, Arumi, it's like, okay, you get into these niche situations, and the unit isn't just, like, good. The unit is like, obliteratingly powerful. So, this was just the Gold League, so this was the highest league set going on when I saw the schedule last night, so I just casted this one. I don't coordinate my casting with anyone else. Alright, how it's coming in. Yeah, you know, the boar. That said, there is still, like, mobility still matters a little bit, and Woo having pretty good cavalry does matter to some degree. Especially if, like, the middle gets all walled off, because sometimes it's like you have the games where, like, all the pressure is coming through the middle. And non-antagonist versus target. Nope, that's not gold, and neither is Salmon Aim versus you pudding. I mean, both these guys are 2k5 plus. Oh, Viper found a bug with Tiger Cav? And hello from the great Midwest. Yeah, the thing is, yeah, Fire Archers have very poor DPS. And so they aren't a good support unit. Or very meh, man. Well, their champion spam is actually also quite good. Well, I mean, it's okay. It's pretty good. Their halbs are good, though. Sun Jian actually has utility with the Woo, which I like. I mean, I don't like heroes, don't get me wrong, but the speed boost to a civ that plays almost entirely with melee units is very helpful. to Dravidian helps? Yes. I mean, Dravidians should just be a way better Civ in the late game, as is usually the case with the not Three Kingdoms Civ. Is this name you? No, it's you, semicolon, pudding, question mark. That's how it works. Like, what are your favorite things in the world? You, pudding. The Jan Swords and Power Spike can do enough work? I mean, I would never say such a thing. Such a dynamic would never take place in my AoE game. Anyway, militia coming in. Sobek coming forward here as well, but he now is only with his third swordsman done. No men-at-arms upgrade yet, whereas we do have the men-at-arms upgrade coming in for our Wu player. And there's the archery range follow-up. Oh man, I do remember though, I played a game, I was on Four Lakes, versus a guy who was playing Wu. This was like shortly after the DLC came out. And he just didn't know about GN Swordsman, and I felt really bad because like I was Mayans and it was like all archers, and like I was just like hitting a nib timing, and then like he had his own archers, and like my archers were obviously better as Mayans. And it's just like he's just not making GN Swords, and I'm like, I told him after the game, GN Swordsman just completely hard counter my Civ, and I'm like, oh no. They were a pretty good sport about it. Because it turns out, GN Swordsman hard counter Mayans, but if you don't know about GN Swordsman, the Wu are awful against Mayans. Been following Grubbies? No, I don't really follow Grubby. He plays like me? Oh no, what does that mean? You'd think a Warcraft player would want to do 1TC stuff. Although, to be fair, I play a lot more 1TC than you probably think, or like lower eco. I don't just boom. UTC booms every game. Although a lot of my games look like, okay, we'll try and go for like a little bit of map control, but then we're just gonna boom behind it. How's the job hunting going? That's how it's going. I don't know. Do you guys think it would feel better if I was getting interviews but not jobs? Or my current situation, which is I literally haven't even gotten the interview in around 130 job applications. I don't even know which would be worse. They both feel pretty bad. I was 1300 for so long. It's just different, right? Grubby's still gonna have good game sense. Uh-oh! Okay. Oh no, there's still a Vil there. Both suck? Yeah. It's rough. I don't know, like, I'm just in this phase in my life where, like, I really want to move out of my parents' house. I really want to sort of get settled, you know, I want to get my career going, my own place, maybe get a girlfriend. And the jobs I'm looking for, in the international affairs field, I am 28, turning 29 in a few months. Other countries? I have looked into going to other countries. I've applied to jobs in Korea, Japan, and Europe. A cat? I'm allergic to cats, but I have a corgi, and that's more than enough. But yeah, like, there are definitely jobs in my field. I mean, it's not like they're art jobs, but it's I can't just apply to like 10 places a day because they all have the same exact job opening. Buy an apartment? Yeah. So, like, these are the sorts of titles that I'm looking for. These are just the last jobs I applied to. Geopolitical Affairs Advisory Consultant, Analyst, Policy Advisor for International Affairs, Policy Analyst, Asia Pacific Consultant, Program Associate, Political Analysis, Regional Analyst, Analyst, Due Diligence and Investigations, Regional Advisor, Foreign Risk Analyst, those sorts of things. I have a whole spreadsheet with all the jobs I've applied to. I'm extremist? Hey, I went 2 TCs yesterday. That was progress for me. For your loan? Well, I mean, I'm paying back my student loans, which is, like, part of the thing. Like, this is my job right now. You know, obviously I still do this like it is my job. But my costs are already going to be relatively high because I need to pay back student loans. So for me to, like, want to get a job, it needs to be something that is better, relatively speaking, than me living at home and doing this. And besides, like, I don't even qualify for a lot of internships because for internships, they generally want students, not people who are already out of college. But even then, like, if I have, you know, $1,800 a month rent somewhere and my student loans, how much is an internship going to pay for me to be able to do that? Start another degree? I really don't want to have to do that right now. Anyway, other than the one villager killed by Z40, nothing too crazy going on. Relatively passive game so far of Monocle. But Z40's on his way up. He's got 8 men-at-arms, and this could honestly be some decent long swordsman pressure. RTSology. Then never hire for those positions? I don't know about that. Although I've never applied for any jobs in Canada. I actually probably should look in Canada. I would have absolutely no qualms living in Canada. University? Well, yeah, but, you know, I don't live in one of them communist countries that believe in things like education and healthcare. We don't do that here in America. The population so I can get a job? Yeah, but it would also drastically reduce the job market in the first place, so it's a real struggle. Stable coming in. Not too sure what you want here with the stable. Anyway, we've got some Guang Cav on the way. Is he double stable himself? Oh no, it's just the one. 30 of my pay. Ah. But yeah, one of my biggest concerns about living overseas is that, one, I'd be very far away from friends and family, and two, that I don't speak the language. Which, like, at least I've studied Korean in Korea, right? But living in Europe and whatnot, like, I wouldn't necessarily want to live in Germany when I don't speak any German. At least not, like, when Viper moved to German, he didn't really speak much German, but he had a German partner, right? So he could sort of acclimate that way. Anyway, TC over there to the west. I don't actually have any distant relatives. Yeah, I know the job market is rough. I'm not even the only one in my family. I have two of my cousins who are going through very similar experiences to me right now. Is the UK not an option? I've looked at UK positions for sure. Is Curry? I mean, I do love Curryverse, to be honest. Far away? Well, I mean, in my, personal situation, all of my relatives live in America. Profit? Something like that. Americans moved to the Czech Republic? Oh, I have no idea. No, I don't know anyone who's done that. Actually, I'm making tacos for dinner tonight, Full Metal Zim. It's very exciting. Is miserable? Yeah, it's something I am definitely worried about. To move to other countries? Yeah, America generally doesn't have a super high emigration rate. We're usually the country people want to go to, not away from. Of course, now things are a bit different, but that's its own thing. That's why? Ah, yes. Well, this is one of the most chillax games on this map that I've seen. Like, a little bit of pressure here and there, yeah, sure, but yeah, these guys are pretty content just to hang back. And willing to accept... Ah. Well, there you go. Am I trans? No. Unfortunately, guys, I'm very much a straight white male. Ornlu. USA to Netherlands? Oh yeah, maybe. I do think it is the most atheist country alongside former East Germany, but obviously that's only a portion of Germany. But what about all the hot young singles that I keep on hearing all about from these ads? Only speaking English? That's true. But yeah, I'd be fine living in the Netherlands. I mean, like, I could reasonably live in most, OECD countries. Not in America. Definitely not America. Actually, more scorpions are on the way here for Z40. Nights in winter depression? Perfect! No, like, I could live in Norway. Like, I'm not somebody who needs a ton to be comfortable and happy. And I like, exploring other places and cultures and whatnot. Nebraska? Okay, let me rephrase that. A city. I'm much more of a city person. Once in a lifetime events, yeah. Like the best country? Well, I mean, yeah, of course, they've got tons of stuff. They've got the, that Scandinavian, welfare model plus oil money. It's kind of an OP combo. Oh, that's a lot of low HP archers. Well, Imp is on the way here for Sobek. Elephant? The elephant does just fine. Helps deal with those scorpions. Helps finish them off, actually. And although Z40 has a slight score lead right now, we could be in like the reverse situation to the last game where the 3K Civ just doesn't really apply a ton of pressure and just gets murdered in late game by a Civ with a way better Imperial Age. When I played StarCraft? Grubby wasn't a super big streamer back then. It was really like the former Warcraft guys who were really into Grubby. Like, he didn't really have any huge StarCraft results when I played. Plat and Gold League overlap? You mean time frame wise? All 3 leagues are going on right now. Three months? I mean, it basically is going on for 3 months, or at least that's what it feels like. I know it isn't actually going on for 3 months, it's only been, what, a few weeks? But it feels like a very long time. Point of League? I think part of it's also the administration side of things, where, in general, you don't want a bunch of overlapping tournaments. Like, they don't do that in traditional sports either, right? Where you just have a bunch of overlapping leagues all at once. Like, in America, there is overlap. Like, basketball and hockey basically go on at very similar times. Whereas football is sort of like the, you know, autumn into winter sport, and baseball is the spring and summer sport. But, like, the biggest parts of the, like, American sports leagues are generally not at the same time. Oh, he is a Snorgy behind me. Alright, guard tower here. But Z40's still kind of stuck here in Castle Edge. Infantry Civ without arbs? Goths. Always Goths. Infantry? Yeah, they're kind of infantry-y. Celts? Yeah, I mean, they're infantry in Siege. But Goths are, like, the only civ that really just do infantry well. Anyway, Imp is on its way. But here's the thing. Z40, his answer to these arbs is Qian Swordsman. The sport is assigned from birth. Yeah, not a ton of overlap there. Okay, I mean, like, now you're just gonna go for Wu Skirms, but they don't have the last armor upgrade, guys. They're not that good. Not against a civ that has fully upgraded arbs. And Sobek's eco is still pretty solid, too. I mean, it's behind his opponents, but not by that much. And like I said, it's just a better imp civ. Champions? I don't want no champions. I want a Rumi. Good goes arbs? Well, that's because the reason they're good is that they don't have to go infantry. Would need to be where it would be good enough. Good enough what? Skirms are the best unit in the game! All right, conscription coming in. There's some more eco upgrades here from Sobek. Them being infantry. Well, infantry's still way better than it used to be. But come on, I know, it's so disappointing, man. The bad? Well, I mean, it doesn't matter how good or bad your Civ skirms are. You just need skirms a lot of the time. So it's kind of a... It's just a matter of how successful you're going to be. But if you're Turks, then you go Cav Archers, the other unit. And then if that doesn't work, then you die. And Turks are not generally seen as very good in the first place. Doesn't mean any good. I mean, it depends on the situation, right? Heck, we even have a Rumi coming in here from Sobek. I mean, that's the thing. It's not even like an infantry thing. It's not like we see a bunch of paladins all over the place. Do I make predictions for TTL? No, I don't really care that much. Which, I don't know, it's like skirms haven't really been touched for much at all of AoE2's history, and yet they're like the most OP meta unit right now. I really, truly don't know. Yep. A timing fest? It's timing, and it's sort of this weird eco where you get up to Castle Age on like 30 to 40 villagers, so you get up to Castle Age faster and Imperial Age faster than you used to, so you just don't have as many things you can afford. Anyway, now Z40 himself is going archers. But yeah, like, it is in part an infantry problem, but really it feels like everything just revolves around the archery range right now. Like, you don't see civs that have bad archers and are cavalry civs. It's not like you see Franks. It's not like you see Teutons or Slavs. Oh my goodness, guys, it's a leader Rumi. Let's go. Let's go. Are we about to see the power of Uncle C-Tom? Look at this glorious unit, guys. Look at that. Still no Woot Steel, though. Woot Steel is the thing that really puts a Rumi over the edge, because it's all that overlapping damage that ignores armor. Anyway, that is plenty of traction traps. Remember, guys, Arumi have no pierce armor. They are terrible against ranged units. Alright, here we go. Garcitum. Oh my goodness, guys. This unit's insane! Except when it's awful, which is like all the time. But every other time, it's insane. Oh my goodness. That's not even full upgrades. They just obliterated them. I literally have no idea ever what to think about the Arumi, man. Wow. Alright, Sobek's tying this up. I mean, he's tried to spread out his units there. Because the thing is, if you're microing, you know, shooting back and forth and running away, you're inherently grouping up your units. That would have been a losing fight for Sobek. I think you need to bow leave, man. GG. The power of the Arumi. That was entertaining. Kind of an odd game, very passive for this map, and yet it's gonna, again, work out for the guy who has the better late game. This is 2 games in a row where you had the 3K Civ, who seems to be in a good spot in mid-game, but just doesn't play too late game. And then the other guy just kind of like sits around and then has a way better Imperial Age Civ. It's really weird, but it's how it's worked out. That is Sobek's home map, so that will be his first win in Gold League. Remember, both of these guys got swept in their first round game, so they're both looking for that win, that dub. So for African River, Persians. I feel like you can justify any of these 3 civs for Z40. You can go Ketons because Ketons are a silly civ on anything that is except like the most closed maps. Celts still have a great men-at-arms rush and are, you know, surprisingly solid as a hybrid civ, even if they're not like top tier. And then Byzantines are always Byzantines. They're always going to be solid. We'll have to see. Keton's not banned? I mean, there isn't any, like, one map where Ketons are an obvious pick. Although, honestly, I would just go for Ketons on Valley. Like, why not? Mosian's good. Oh, it's a matter of how easy it is to get the thing that counters Arumi. Hello, Over Mysterioso. The Liao switch is something that is seen by pro players for sure. It's extremely good. Love you a good TTL match? Well, this one's at least competitive. So I don't think we can complain too much. Although I do love complaining, so I can usually find a way. All right, now we are in the lobby. Switch. No, I like the Bad Bunny one. Or I thought Bad Bunny did a great job. Good message, like very positive message without being too political. My parents liked it too, although they wished there was there were subtitles in English, which I think was honestly is pretty fair. And the Super Bowl was it was all right. It was all right. Ooh, I like this. Finally. Classic Civ matchup. None of this nonsense with 3K Civs. TXD, yeah, it was really impressive for sure. Understand Bad Bunny? Is Puerto Rican Spanish like a difficult dialect of Spanish to understand? Because I know Dominican Spanish and Chilean Spanish are very difficult for other Spanish speakers. It was bleeped? Ah, rip. It's impossible. Important work that is Melania. Oh, God. Oh, man. Shadowflower, thank you so much for the 21 months. And the 5 bomb. Very generous of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In English? I mean, makes sense, makes sense. Anyway, welcome to the Wolfpack Psychedelic, Hackle Fleischman, Gyanjo, Nicolo Mendez, and Mr. Whitebeard. Enjoy the beauty, glory, and majesty of Ornlu, a wolf and friends. This regular AoE? I mean, there's a reason, like, we can do non-regular AoE stuff now and again, but the core AoE formula is what makes this game stand the test of time. I also can't wait for the next DLC, man. I am honestly annoyed at this point that it seems like World's Edge is doing the World's Edge thing, where they only promote one game at a time. And right now that's AOM, because the DLC comes out today. So hopefully, guys, tomorrow we'll get the Muisca thingy. And maybe Thursday we'll get my early access. But even, like, I wish I had more time, right? Because what I really want is, I want a video on the Chompy Warrior, I want a video on the reworked Incas, a video on all 3 of the new civs, so that's 5 videos right there. And I also want to get going on the campaigns. That's going to be 15 videos plus a review. So, I mean, there's like a lot of content I want to make. Oh yeah, we also need to redo the Pachacuti campaign as well. Reveal stuff normally? Yeah, I don't think they're going to be doing the teaser drip, drip, drip stuff. Being watched? It is, for sure. Anyway, look at this, Celts and Persians! Like, regular AoE civs! Early Drush coming in, though, here from Sobek. Uh-oh. 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 That's an early villager kill. Sobek going hard. We're 4 days apart. I know. I really wish I could talk about the Muisca, man. I think they might be my favorite of the new civs. And I think I like all three of them. Well, that's obviously a very rough start here for Z40. Loses a villager. He's up against the Persians, who have a very strong early game economy. And it's a bit of a, you know, this has to do something. You can't just have two militia and a scout run into palisade walls around a lumber camp, but they've definitely done their job. All right. Orville's now over on the wood. Yeah, not even able to get a dock down. Now, I mean, Sobek also himself didn't get a dock, but yeah, this was a very well executed early opening. Become their own languages? Yeah. That is the question for the linguistics experts. I don't think there's a hard and fast line as to where a dialect becomes its own separate language. Because it's, you know, you have Singapore and Jamaica both speaking English, and yet they're not going to be most likely remotely intelligible to one another. Still English? Yes, it is. The new DLC World's Edge thing? What do you mean? Or Scots? Yeah. Well, because you have Scots, which is its own language, and then you have Scottish English, which, again, is, you know, only somewhat intelligible to non-Scottish English speakers. The minions? Oh, yes, that's exactly what we need. Anyway, those fellows are kind of derping around a little bit. You can see, look at this, guys. Already around 200 resources collected ahead of Sobek. That is not insignificant at all. This is a tough one, man. Barracks now coming in for Z40. Dock actually going to be way over here, but Red doesn't have a dock whatsoever. But that doesn't matter because Z40 had his own dock denied. Like, if Z40 got his own dock down and could get, like, 2 fishing ships out, like, then this militia pressure becomes so much less impressive. Well, at the very least, Red's going to know about the dock. Oh, I guess, yeah, Persians are definitely too strong. Well, I mean, I don't know if they're too strong, but Persians are probably going to be in a spot where if you nerf the top-performing civs, then Persians themselves will probably be a little too good, and they might need to be toned down just a little bit. Great. Well, I mean, it's because the Drush did a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage! But yeah, I definitely like the idea of a quick archer follow-up for sure. I mean, it's not like you can go fast castle behind this. Scouts aren't really going to be what you want here. I mean, I guess you could also try and continue to apply pressure with, like, men-at-arms and then go for towers, and that appears to be the option that Sobek is opting for. Interesting, interesting. Additional... Well, that's always been the case for Persians. But that used to be, like, all they had. Well, I mean, with Persians, it's like you had the Dark Age bonus that was taken away. Like, they got the Dark Age work rate, and then that was taken away, and then it was given back to them. Anyway, for militia, free militia. Men-at-arms coming on in. For both players. Let's say it's a separate language with mutual intelligibility is lost. Yep. That's certainly one definition. An extra res because they have no military bonus. Oh, okay. A little bit of a kill there. Oh, and the men-at-arms are here doing that counterattack damage, guys. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, this is getting real messy, guys. But Z40 right now is the one with the big villager lead. Two attack and start. Yeah, I mean, like, but no impactful early to even mid-game military bonus. All right, so guys, here's the situation. Z40 is now the one with the huge resources lead. Blacksmith coming in, but the food income is going to be really rough. There just isn't much at all right now for our blue player, as he isn't on the forage bushes. Red is, and that's going to be absolutely essential. He also has a few ostriches left, which is going to be a nice little pick-me-up. But Z40, it's the fishing ships, guys. You absolutely need those fishing ships. Sobek was able to make do with not having them of his own for a while because it was Z40 who didn't have them himself. But you can see that once your opponent gets those fishing ships out, you either need your own fishing ships or you need to immediately sink your opponent's fishing ships. And right now, neither of those things are happening. Lose a Ville to a boar? Yeah, it looks like it. Really, he lost a Ville to Gaia at the very least. All right, guys. It was a rough start here for Z40, but he is coming back with a vengeance. Look at that, guys. Archers are here. Fletching is coming in. Where are the archers for red? They are on the other side of the map. That said, the men-at-arms aren't really in a position to block this. So what's going to happen is the archers are going to start peppering the villagers. And the villagers can escape, but they're not really doing that. Okay, got archers coming in, and they're actually going to try and rush up a defensive watchtower. Fletching now on the way here for red as well. At least those Persian docks are tanky, so you have time to gather your own fire ship numbers. But now it's just that resources lead for Z40 is going to get tough to stop. Traitorous Ville? Well, unfortunately, that doesn't count towards the KD. 10 most broken civs right now. Gitans, Wei, Malay, Portuguese, Vietnamese, Koreans, Chinese, for sure. No, it does not count as a death when you delete it. Right, DBA coming in now for Z40. It is actually the first eco upgrade being researched. Shu, I'm not too sure. Georgians, yeah, probably. Romans? Yeah, Romans for sure. That should get us to around 10. Maybe Mongols. Burgundians? I don't think... Okay, Flemish militia are pretty silly. Japanese as well, I think, are too good. Well, guys, when the dust is settling here, look at this eco difference. We're looking at 1,000 more resources for Z40. These fishing ships, plus the Celt eco, absolutely taking over this game. You can see right here, huge lead here for Z40. And with that market coming in, I mean, probably before the market even, you'll be able to click up to Castle Age. An arena, yep. There are a lot of problematic civs right now. But like I talk about in State of the Civs, there's a difference between a civ that is just not balanced, but is generally well-designed, like Malay, versus a civ that just, it feels really icky, like Bohemians or Bengalis at the moment. Alright. Yeah, Sobek has a pretty big army right now, but Z40 is the one on the way up to Castle Age, and Celt Siege, man, that is going to be very tough to stop. Is a problem. Well, I mean, once you do enough content with it, then I guess it's okay to start talking about something as a problem. Cap! Drama! So much drama. Did I take it to Reddit? Yeah. All right, scale barding armor coming in, so probably just like a 2 or 3 knights to clean up all this feudal age garbaggio. MBL. Again, I don't even know if it's a problem. I really have a hard time deciding, I guess, if there's anything inherently wrong or like overpowered about it. I think that I think the thing with the phosphorus stuff is that it's so unfun to play against. But I think I talked about this at the end of Save the Civs. It's like, it's one of the only things that keeps us safe from the skirmisher and cav archer domination. But I think that what people want is like a third way, right? Yeah, that's my usual complaint about the phosphorus stuff, is that it's much easier to execute than it is to defend against. And hello, messenger. Alright, still no Siege Workshop yet, though, for Z40. Still 1,000 res ahead, but Sobek only just now clicking up the castle edge. You have a second TC coming in here from blue. I mean, he's just trying to secure some more resources at this point. I think it possibly is. Bill Clinton, no. We don't need Epstein friend Slick Willie here. Something being OP? Yeah. Like, I think at the pro-iest of the pro levels, it's probably at least close to balanced, but for a significant portion of the player base, it's just one of those things that it's so much harder to deal with than it is to execute. But like I said, what I wish we could return to is actually kind of what we had in AOC. Even though like the Civ balance wasn't very good in AOC, for a while we had Civs should generally be able to play what they do well. Like, I want to see Civs that are able to play to their strengths and not have every Civ do the exact same thing. And a Civ's strength or weakness is just based off of how good are they at executing the meta. Because now look at this, we're having freaking Celt Cav Archers. Hi, Punch. That's actually a lot more than I thought. Didn't think anyone played Voobly, man. Thought it was DED dead. But even in the good old Voobly days, there were only like 2,000 people, maybe. Like, this is what I'm talking about, guys. You want to see Civs able to play to their strengths. Not like, okay, not every Civ is like a one-trick or whatever, but, you know. You have sort of your core things your Civ does well, and then beyond that is adaptations to the current Civ matchup, or the matchup, the map, the player you're up against, you know, those sorts of things. Air love. Voobly? No. There are fewer players on Voobly now compared to back when Voobly was the main way that we played competitive AoE too, which is obvious. Not seeing Goths building knights. Well, like, there's a difference, right? Like, Goths using a few knights in early Castle Age to clean up Feudal Age archers so they have the space to add an eco or to add in a castle, like, that's totally fine. But when you see the Goth player going triple range cav archers, because that's just what you do. Niche situation where you need something fast against infantry. Yeah, exactly. Like, there are niche situations where it's like, oh, it's cool that we're seeing Celt cav archers because the Cav Archer is the exact right unit you want in this very specific situation, and it was clever that the person thought of it. I mean, there's a reason that people ogle the Celt Paladin play from Hera's, because that was the correct thing to do at the time. Personally, I don't even think it was all that insane of a decision. I mean, Homie's making samurai and galleons into your Celts. Of course you're making paladins. But, you know, it's not what you want to see on the regular. Anyway, the game is stabilizing to some extent. The issue, though, for Sobek is that C40 is so far ahead in economy. So the question then becomes, where are you going in this game as Sobek? You're not developing a better army. I mean, despite the Cav Archers here from Z40, it's not like Sobek's army's really anything to speak of. Maybe, you know, just a bit of naval stuff, but even then, that's not too impressive. Yeah, I feel like the game probably is just already over. We have a RAM coming in. We're downloading more RAM, as is tradition. But yeah, there's no real aspect of this game in which Sobek is ahead. Note that he has so much more wood right now than food or gold. Like, neither player's eco balance is that great, but it's at least better for Z40. They really don't like facing paladins? That's kind of an interesting one, because I still feel like you probably still want infantry siege, right? Because Poles can still trade effectively with their own cavalier. And maybe even mix in some Mobuki. Now, has he not mined any stone? What do you mean? Z40's about ready to drop a castle, and Sobek's eco has been so weak that he hasn't been able to afford to send bills over to stone. But did CA? I mean, he's doing siege now at this point, which is, you know, fun, but obviously, I think that all of us wish there was a world in which Z40 felt like his best play was to go for siege earlier. It might have even been the case. The Cav Archers might actually be superfluous, but the fact is, he is still doing damage with them. In Snowball the game? It depends on the matchup. Like, if Hera didn't have them hidden, I mean, I say hidden, but he literally just had a bunch of stables on the side of his base. Anyway, here's the get out of my game castle. Okay, now he's coming in with the Mangonel, but you can't drop the castle right now, then. Everything is scooched on back. Oh, I don't know about this, guys. The Vills are clearly right there. Attack right, attack right! Oh my god, it was so close! He still probably would have lost the game anyway, but yeah, now obviously it's super over. And accuracy? Yes, they do. Cav Archers have the base 50 accuracy, 50% accuracy. But with Thumbring, it goes up to 100. Just as... Basically, Thumbring, what it does is it takes any range, you know, any unit it affects, their accuracy from whatever its existing value is to 100. So, for example, Arbalests, they go from 90 accuracy to 100. Cav Archers go from 50 to 100. Someone all-in Turks? I've seen that before, actually. It's actually one of the things you can do with Celts, because Celts have a better eco, and you can just sort of overrun your opponent with the cavalry. And if the Turks don't have the resources to switch into camels, which is often if they're going super aggressive, then it's tough. Heavy Cav Archers now have a 70% base accuracy, I think. Or maybe it's even 80. Anyway, guys, that was still an interesting series. Let's see what's next. I just opened the spec dashboard again. Let's see. Schedule. So in 7 minutes, there's Dr. Kozmonot versus Gabi. And I think this is a big match. Yes, it is a big match. Okay, we'll definitely cast this before heading off. We've casted a lot of this Group C in Silver League. ETL probabilities thing? Well, we should have a moment, so yeah. We can do that. Let's get this all set up first, though. Yes, she is very aggressive. Scary lady! Alright, this is going to be Silver League, though. Wait, I literally had the gold and silver logos overlapping each other when I was in Capture Agent. No one said anything! You nerds. Does anyone have the link to the TTL probabilities thing? Oh yeah, let's update this. That, and then we update it on the YouTubes. Discussions. Here's the probabilities thing. Alright guys, I need to take a quick break. I'll be right back. right. All right. Make sure we're not missing anything yet, and it does not look like we are. See if they're at least drafting. Okay, looks like they've just started drafting, so we can look at some of this stuff here. Yeah, let's check out this group that we're actually casting, though. These probability stuff gets really interesting. Okay, yeah, looks like this just wasn't updated. All right, so let's see. Well, you know, I have to go through all the permutations. So first, Gabi 3-0. She's then 3-1 in the group, 10-2 overall. She can only get top 2. Remember, first place gets you immediately through to platinum, or sorry, to Gold League, which would obviously be a big win for her. But yeah, is most likely to win at that point. She probably then only needs to get one. Oh, and her last match is against Lamo, too, who's obviously done very poorly so far. So if she even gets one win there... Okay, actually, she would technically need to 3-0 Lamo to be guaranteed first place. But, I mean, you're basically guaranteed at that point. You're at 12 wins. Yeah, Lamo not having a good time. Okay, but if Gabi wins 2-1... then she actually becomes so much more likely for second place, and it's Husiel who's looking to be doing first in the group. And, by the way, Dr. Kozmonot then not going to be doing so well. That said, if Kozmonot gets the win, then things are going to start to look pretty... he's playing Monos. Yeah, Kozmonot could be all the way up to first place. Gabi be relatively close to not even making it out of the group at all. So this is a very important set. Every single game is absolutely going to matter here. Because Kozmonot, I still think, can get first place. Yeah, all he has to do is sweep every single remaining game. But yeah, even if he can finish with like 11 points. That ain't bad. That ain't bad, and that ain't Falco. Wombo combo. All right, Mudflow will be our first map. Yes, for sure. She's a very fun player to watch. A Cosmo 2-1? Yeah, something like that. That would put Husiel in the best position because it would sort of mean that neither... like, a Cosmonaut 2-1 puts Gabi and Cosmonaut in, like, the same place, technically, which should put Husiel a tier above both of them. You know, in theory. I mean, let's do a gritty. We got time for that. Has access to exactly one of Hussar, E-Skirm, and Halb. Interesting. Has a SIP bonus that affects unit carry capacity. Has a unique tech that affects exactly 3 unit lines. Has a fully upgraded infantry unit with 50 HP or less. Interesting. Yeah, already I'm just like... I think it's probably just Valians. Has a Civ bonus for unique tech that improves either melee or pierce, but not both, and has access to siege, Onager, and bloodlines. This is like so... Wait, like stirrups? I wonder... Yeah, this is interesting. Alright, so only one of Hussar, E-Skirm, and Halb, and has a carry capacity bonus. Aztecs. No, this whole row is not accurate, as you have all three of these as Bulgarians. Unique tech that affects exactly 3 unit lines. Portuguese have both Halb and Eastgerm. Bulgarians bottom right. Yeah, that'll work. Hmm. You. Nope. Incas? For which one? Yeah, transport ship for Saracens. Hmm. Like, how many... Hmm. Now remember, every civ except Turks... Wait. Do Turks work here? Artillery effects... bombard cannons, cannon galleons, and bombard towers? Yeah, Ethiopians and Malay have the infantry units, but neither have a unique tech that works here. Shields? I mean, it affects 3 unit lines, but I don't think it works for any of these. Oh. But that's just Turks and Jurchens. Aztecs do work here, but then does another civ work here? Pikemen have 55 HP. Oh yeah, Gujaras. Yep. I was thinking units that are actually fully upgraded. Alright, Gabi's in the lobby. Incas? No, Incas have both Elite Skirmisher and Halberdier. It doesn't work. Jars don't have Blast Furnace. It's Vikings? Yep. Nice call, nice call. I get to think when they say fully upgraded, it means fully upgraded for that civilization. Like, your Gebettos are also missing Blast Furnace for Malians. Yeah. I think what it means is, like, when you have all of your Civ upgrades, the unit has 50 HP or less. Bengalis? What? You mean Dravidians? Dravidians, that, Boot Steel affects a bunch of different things. It affects all 3 of your infantry units. It affects, light cav, battle elephants, and siege elephants, so it affects 6 different unit lines. Unfortunately, drill also does affect siege towers, so this doesn't work here. Yeah, Teutons work here. I can type. The 50 HP unit is the dismounted Konik. No, drill does not affect trebuchets. Drill affects rams, auditors, scorpion, siege towers. 4. Alright, we are in the lobby, guys. This is a tough one. Okay, I mean, how many carry capacity bonuses are there? Like, compared to Rocket Cart? That's not how drill works. It has to be some... It only affects units that you yourself produce. Or train. What's the carry capacity bonus for Bengalis? They don't have a carry capacity bonus. Also, they don't have an armor bonus, or a unique tech. Dravidians don't have a tech that improves armor. Yeah, but it's either melee or pierce, but not both. And I failed to download match content. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Frickin' love it. February 2nd, a deep dive into the new 2P civilization. Come on, man. Georgians? No. 4. We must return to this later, because this is a tricky one, man. Celts and strongholds? But they don't have bloodlines. Carry capacity? Well, I think Malians are the only civ that work here. Humans? Good call, good call. Turks? Oh, that's right, Turks would work. No, Step Husbandry does not work on Kippers. Okay. We need to know this one, guys. But there aren't that many carry capacity bonuses in the game. It doesn't work for, Sicilians don't have a carry capacity bonus. The third unit? Cav archers. Hussars, Lancers, Cav archers. 3. Okay, I guess we'll have to go to that one later. Switch over. But Turks don't have a bonus that improves melee or pierce armor. Oh no, they do. They do. What am I talking about? Wait, Malians don't. Never mind. Turks top right, but Turks don't. Ah, okay, I guess it does work. Wow. Yep, Malians are the only civ that work here. Wow. Yeah, Malians actually worked in every single square. But Malians had to go in that one. This was a very tough one, guys. This one had to be Saracens, this one had to be Aztecs, this one had to be Vikings, this one had to be Turks, this one had to be Bulgarians. Spearman! Turk Spearman, max out at 45 HP. Yeah, that was a real tough one. Alrighty, guys. Anyway, we are here, and it's gonna be Chinese on Mudflow. Oh boy. As the close to a civ win here, it will be Dr. Kozmonot to the north and to the south in the blue. As the Sicilians, it will be Gabi. Alright, guys. Gabi's got her work cut out for her because this is very, very difficult to deal with. Yeah, that was a good team effort, though. It has to be Don John nonsense. I mean, Gabi's not... I would say, like, oh man, Gabi's slow in clicking up. She's not even close to slow to clicking up. It's only 19 pop right now, no loom. It's just super, super fast uptime here for Kozmonot. Barracks coming in. I mean, guys, this is just ridiculous. Kind of high. I mean, it's, I think, not idle time at the start, though. I think it's idle time just before clicking up to Feudal Age. Yeah, look at that. With the elephant dropped off, Kozmonot's already 300 resources ahead. Chinese are not balanced around having deep fish under the TC. Oh my goodness. All right. DJ coming on in. I just think you have to ban Chinese. What were her bans? Bohemians, Mongols, Mayans, Wei, and Bengalis. Yeah, but the thing is, guys, Gabi's playing this like a normal game of Sicilians, which doesn't really work. Yeah, there's Zimbabwe and Stranded are the other two maps. I just don't think this works against Chinese. That said, because it's a very fast opening for Kozmonot, he was not able to get the double bit axe upgrade. And now Gabi going over to Stone. I mean, can you just play normally versus Chinese here? Not if Kozmonot's being greedy, I think. But if Kozmonot is being very aggressive, thinking that Gabi is going something very aggressive herself, and Gabi isn't, obviously, maybe it can still work out? Huh. Got more stone incoming. You can see, like, look, green literally never even went on the low ground. Kozmonot's playing this super, super safe. But, like I said, Gabi's not doing anything remotely wild, but she's got double bit axe. The res collected difference isn't that bad. Huh. I guess this is all just pure mind games. Interesting. Gabi now going over to the mill over there. Like, yeah, the eco difference is rough, but it's not, like, that bad. And these archers are... Well, I guess you can still find some damage over here. But you can already afford another donjon here as Gabi. That spearman will see exactly where the enemy army is, so Gabi can, you know, go somewhere else. I also don't... I mean, like, as it happened, Kozmonot didn't have to go up as fast as he did. But clearly he was worried about Gabi going up super fast and going for, like, forward donjons and stuff, which obviously wasn't actually anything that she was doing. Ooh, only having 3 vills there, building the donjon's actually a big mistake. Yeah, now you need to send the vills towards the TC. You will end up maybe losing. What? Ah, no fletching. All right, well, the scouts, remember, take less bonus damage there. Train skirms. Oh my goodness, the save would be perfect. Yeah, these Sicilian scouts are mighty tough, unless you know, run the low HP one right into the spearman, then you know, are probably pretty sad. But yeah, now we're still looking at 500 food difference. Again, this is without Dr. Kozmonot having double bit axe and Gabi having double bit axe. It's pretty crazy. Still 4 spearmen are on the field. This is interesting, guys. Alright, Vills are coming over, and they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. The archers still don't have fletching. You have 6 scout cavalry on the field. But that's it. There are 2 spearmen here for green. Gabi unable to sustain food income at the moment, though. The donjon still goes up. It's only lightly on fire. Sì. A third donjon coming in. All towers smoke a little. Just a little bit on fire, guys. Just a little bit. Why don't you say bye, aka Tandoori? Thank you so much for the 51 months. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Still looking to apply some more pressure there. $2023? No, this is just a regular old game with Sicilians from Gabi. She is still 700 resources behind, and those units literally just missed each other. Awkward. A demo's even coming in here for blue. I'm not too sold on all that. Another donjon, man. The donjons, the record scratching is everywhere. Oh, fletching is in at this point. And yet, beautiful job there from Gabi. She saves everybody. And now the scouts are charging in. That said, one will immediately go down. You just don't have the upgrades to deal with this. Remember, her food income has been quite poor. And this is 3 towers or donjons to secure a very small location. A movie of a porn addiction? Yeah. Okay, real talk, guys. Why is everything censored now online? Like, people, you know, back in my day, people could swear online as much as they want, but now it's like everybody is self-censoring, like, any sort of naughty words. It's really weird. Deplatformed. To get me banned? Oh, that spearman gave its life in the line of duty. Well, but oh, the archer gets the scout cavalry. Well, Gabi has a lot of outposts all over the place. Remember, you do build outposts super fast as Sicilians. And yet, I don't see how she gets to Castle Age in a good time. Yeah, the Sicilian scouts are definitely great. No problems there. And if Gabi was against a civ not named Chinese here, if she was up against any of the other 43 civilizations that... Or not 43, oh my goodness, we have 48 civilizations that she could be up against, I think she would actually be fine. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of idle TC time, but she ran out of food income. That was safe. The archer's just going after the donjon here. I don't know about that. Okay, to be fair, this is, Kozmonot doesn't need another mill over here like yesterday. Well, Kozmonot's trying to get up to Castle Age. But remember, food income is at an absolute premium on this map. But yeah, guys, look at this. Food income, so much better. Well, I say so much better. A little bit better. The wood income and gold income is a ton better for Kozmonot, but that's not as big of a deal. Chimera and Tatars. Well, Chimera and Tatars are both solid civs, but they're just not as fast. Well, I mean, Chimera are, like, okay, but they don't love dealing with, like, the super early rushes. Like, they're not as OP as Chinese. Yeah, Gabi making sure, at the very least, that she is not getting rectoed early on, but that's just going to make her so much slower to Castle Age. Also, all of these Sicilian farms without horse collar hurts my soul, man. A Frigid Lake? Yes, everybody loves Frigid Lake. Oh, no! Guys, this is where we talk about foxes and chicken coops! No! Always with the fox and the chicken coop. Oh, no. Kozmonot. Owie. Owie, owie, owie. Those are villagers and scouts? Yes, but the analogy still works. Oof, that might be saving Gabi, at least for a little while. Because now Kozmonot's vill count isn't all that great. He's got a lot of farms here safe in the back, though. 22 farms. Honestly, pretty impressive. Gabi here only on 13. Doctor, I'm sorry. They are a lot of inefficient farms, but sometimes inefficient food income is better than not having any food income at all. And Gabi's still just trying to look for Castle Age. She's mined so much stone for all of these donjons. And I fear that for Gabi, it's just putting her too far behind in the rest of her Vuman resources, as Kozmonot himself is now going to be going on over to the stable. This just goes to show, Sicilian scouts are not bad at all. Tanking an extra hit there from the Spearman is not bad whatsoever. Because, I mean, Spearmen deal 15 bonus damage against cabs, so 40% is 6, I think. So taking 6 less bonus damage. so it's only 12 damage a poke as opposed to 18. Anyway, she is on her way up. Bodcrow saw in for Kozmonot, though. He's got 11 spearmen. That's a lot of spearmen. Gabi's still missing a lot of upgrades. And a second dock. I can't get behind this. This feels like you're doing something that requires your opponent to make a big mistake. Spearmen are not a scary rush unit, but you still have these crossbowmen here, and yet the donjons are finding some value. The issue right now for Gabi is that she doesn't really have any upgrades. No horse collar for her farms. She's got no scout upgrades. She doesn't have fletching. And she just doesn't have that tech. Now we have +2 defense coming in for this double stable Knights play from Kozmonot. Which, I mean, already seeing double stable Knights play in the big 2026 is pretty interesting. You're going to see 11 techs researched to 3. The only techs Gabi has researched is Double Bidaxe, Loom, and Feudal Age, and now soon to be Castle Age. And oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, look at the eco discrepancy. I just don't think you can play Sicilians like this versus Chinese specifically. Her vision is excellent, but it doesn't stop all these units from just running around and doing what they want. And why are we going double dock? Kozmonot doesn't even have anything on the low ground anymore. I mean, yeah, the wood lines up here are very bad, but, like, it's actually still kind of doable. Light cav coming in. I mean, the Knights are honestly just going to kill the galleys at this point. And without even fletching, these donjons are not going to be able to do much versus those crossbowmen. I mean, Gabi has a slight build lead, but her eco upgrades are really poor. And Kozmonots are not. Also, having wheelbarrow is going to be nice here because your villagers are so naturally inefficient. The scores are also pretty close, but just these resources, man, they look super rough. Look at that, 1,600 more food collected. Yeah, you're just missing a ton of donjon upgrades at the moment. You're on the 2 TCs to 1 now. And, I mean, that donjon's just getting low, guys. Getting lower than Shorty, man. Yeah, it turns out you need upgrades. 6 techs research now to 14. And then, of course, way more of everything that isn't stone, but Kozmonot doesn't need stone. He isn't using stone for anything. He didn't have to build a single defensive watchtower, just a few palisade walls and houses here to the back. Gabi's selling stone. I guess she is getting another TC here on the low ground. Monk's having a bad day. Warg Alley we're going to sail down. Build count is now even again. Look at these eco upgrades. Bowsaw, horse collar, wheelbarrow versus only DBA. It's funny because this map looks like a Sicilian's map, right? You know, you got all this swampy terrain, you've got the defenses, you've got the navy. I still think it would be cool if Sicilians could repair ships with ships and siege weapons with sergeants. I think that'd be kind of a cool effect that would sort of lean into the Sicilians' identity. It'd also make their siege pushes pretty strong. It's just a Chinese map, yeah. If Sicilians could repair ships and siege weapons with sergeants, and things that start with the letter S. I think that would reinforce Sicilian's flavor on water and with like water and siege, because they're kind of just secondary strengths of the Civ right now, but help them, I think, you know, just be a little bit more powerful. Which, like, repairing is inherently insanely strong in AoE too, so that would not be an insignificant bonus. A ram push be too strong? But remember, sergeants are kind of expensive. maybe siege would be too much, but at the very least, chips, for sure. Oh boy, knights are getting value, guys. We're getting close to 3,000 more resources. You just don't have the eco for any of this. Like, green just isn't in the middle of the map, and it doesn't matter. You still have enough wood here on the outside. It feels like this sort of thing only works if there is literally no wood on the outside. $59 to 72 vills. Gabi just so far behind in population here. Kozmonot looking great here in game number 1. I mean, to be fair, he's playing Chinese on this map, but still. Yeah, that would be OP. Donjons are a fair bit better than towers. I mean, they're like sort of even with towers because they also cost more, but yeah, they are inherently better. Just more stats. Castle coming in here from green. That should be the nail in the coffin, as the castle will secure wood. I don't think you can stop it. I don't think so, anyway. Yeah, I think you're fine. I'm, like, pretty sure you're fine. Guys, I am, like, reasonably confident you're fine. Castle comes in. Not quite as pretty as you would like, but the job is still getting done. That's all that matters. Got some docks coming in. Sure, why not? Oh, wait, it's a panda rock! It's some pandas!
$89 months.
89 months. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, Metzold. One of the OGs for sure. 89 months is indeed a very long time. Okay, Bodkin, I guess, coming in for Gabi to help out her ships and donjons, but like this is all... It's all so little. You're also not really spending a ton of wood right now as Dr. Kozmonot, so not having access to that much of it isn't as big of a deal. And it's still enough. Again, Kozmonot's taking a lot of his wood here on the outside. It looks inefficient, and it's not, like, perfectly inefficient, but it doesn't really matter. Because Kozmonot is so far ahead otherwise. Well, you gotta be careful there. It is a lot of spearmen on the field, but you don't have a barrack, so you... But no, you can upgrade into pikemen now! They're too big. Scale at AoE is always a very relative concept. It's not as bad as an AoE 1, but units are way too large for buildings. Basically, all of the animals are too large just for readability reasons. Castle number 2 coming in. And this is going to secure even more wood. Score difference is quite significant at this point. Also, Chinese have a better late-game navy because the Chinese late-game navy is insane right now. It's going to be a bit worse next patch because they're not getting some of the other upgrades. Like, I don't think they get clinker construction, and I don't think they get the last fire ship upgrade as well. But right now, they have basically a fully upgraded navy. Anyway, sure. Whatever, man. Okay. Really doesn't matter. Imp is on the way for Kozmonot. Okay, it is going to be at that TC, which is a little exposed, but because Gabi has, like, no land presence, it probably isn't that big of a deal. Also, she's lost almost her entire navy as well. Should be an Imp GG, if not sooner. Because now Kozmonot's going to have his own navy here. You do have heated shot as Sicilians, and it is good, for sure. But it doesn't really matter just because you have no eco. And remember, you're Chinese here, right? So you can just immediately go for the low chuans. Not the high chuans, the low chuans. Go get him, spearman! Castling over here now from green. Kozmonot just playing very safe. Basically leapfrogging castles, gonna take away map control while securing more of his own. With mid-chuans. This game is looking mighty over. And has for quite some time. Guys, who's older, the Sicilian monk or the Poles monk? That's a tough one. They both sound like they're around 117. Alright, 8 seconds to imp. Gajara Monk doesn't sound old. The Gajara Monk sounds, it's a little intoxicated. All right, guys, Kozmonot wins game number 1. Again, this is a super important set for both players, but this is, I just don't think you beat Chinese on this map unless you can go for a crazy aggressive all-in that completely nullifies their economic advantage, but that feels like just a very tall order. Oh, the drafts are backwards. My bad. And you have Zimbabwe and Stranded as the other two maps. And we're actually going to be going to Zimbabwe next. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's a play all three anyway. It's just like, maybe you think you got a Civ pick on your opponent. But I like that Kozmonot actually also has Incas, because Incas are like one of the best rushing Civs on... Oh, wait a minute. No, Gabi screwed this up. She went Koreans. With the way the draft is set up, it's actually Gabi who gets the first Civ pick. Okay, yeah, you just messed up. I literally have no idea why you don't go Chinese. You literally had the first Civ pick and can go Chinese for Mudflow. Like, it's okay to not ban Chinese if you get the first Civ pick. Because either your opponent bans it, or you will just get it yourself. So if anything, it was a mistake from Kozmonot to not ban it, but then more of a mistake from Gabi to not pick it. No admin bans, no. All right, Zimbabwe's next. And it is going to be the Dutch matchup. Mistakes were made. They sure were. Alrighty. Game number 2. It will feature in the green as the Burgundians winning the first one, Dr. Kozmonot to the southwest of Zimbabwe, and to the northeast in the blue as the Spanish. It will be Gabi. So, it is the Battle of the Dutch. And the battle of who gets this flag, specifically. Is it the Burgundians? Is it the Spanish? The world may never know. So, when it comes to these two civs, they're pretty different. They're both Western European civs that do cavalry and gunpowder well. That's true. Still, Burgundians are an eco-civ. Spanish are much more aggressive. Like, Spanish are better in very aggressive games than in full-blown post-imp games. Burgundians are better everywhere else. Or rather, everywhere in between, so to say. Knowing Gabi as a player, she's gonna want to go aggressive here. She does it almost every time. She's playing a closed map. Is it time for a revolution? Maybe. One might even say a Flemish revolution. Except I have no idea if Flanders was part of the Dutch revolt against the Spanish. Are a Cog Civ? They sure are. At least in early game. Early to mid game. Versus Supremacy Vills. I actually think the Supremacy Vills might win that, funnily enough. That zebra's super stuck. That's the big stupid button. I don't like the button. If the button has no haters, I am dead. OG Flemish Revolution, basically. Presto. Not going for the nearer rhino. It seems like the rhinos are sort of in this swampy area and the elephants are inland. So I guess that's just a way of telling, okay, how many of the huntables you should be having. Anyway, no double bit axe in yet for Kozmonot. Remember, if you are having like a perfectly smooth early game, you can get double bit axe at 11 pop. I feel service, he feels a rip. Oh wow, look at that triple lure for Gabi. Yeah, 15 pop, definitely not as fast as you can do. In large fights, they're basically impossible to micro in large fights. Only oh, is that really how it works? I had no idea. Anyway, Gabi's gonna have tons and tons of food here. It's gonna make. Oh, you're gonna lose the bill. Oh, you gotta be careful. Yeah, this is gonna make the fast castle extremely good. And because the rhino's trapped, it doesn't matter. You can just go ahead and grab it later, which is actually kind of a cute little move right there to prevent the rotting. Wait, if the villager is building an arc, and then the villager goes to build a stable behind the enemy lines, does that make the villager an arc raider? I think so. Flemish militia? Yes. Your male villagers turn into male Flemish militia, and your female villagers turn into female Flemish militia. It was a nice little bit of consistency with the game, so you don't have all the women just turning into men. AoE 2 anti-trans confirmed. SMH. So unenlightened. So freaking prejudice. Alright, feudal age coming in. Now you're just gonna go ahead and get that rhino. Fast uptime though from Kozmonot. No idea what he wants to do with it. This doesn't really feel like you just want to go for Flemish militia here. I mean, if anything, shouldn't you be really worried that you're going to have a castle dropped, like, right here? Or maybe over here, just to try and get him away from the food. Eco upgrades? It's not actually good, though. Bonjour. Like, a feudal boom is objectively worse than just going FC. In fact, for a fast imp? I guess so. Other than humans, there is no civ, I believe, that is actually better to feudal boom than to FC with. Maybe Persians, but only because just going pure FC into adding eco is really hard to sustain. But even then, it still might be better. But I think it actually might just be humans. Anyway, Bosaw coming in, so at the very least you are getting those eco upgrades. See if he gets heavy plow as well. Got a boar coming in. I mean, yeah, Gabi's just gonna be going conks. Gabi. 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 Rush? Yeah, I mean, there are times you want to go for a feudal boom because you want to defend against early pressure, but that's only if you are defending against early pressure. Oh, we got more animals coming in. Normal, fast imp. That is correct, yeah. If you're just, like, actually looking to go pure fast imp, it's still better just to spend more time in Dark Age. Oh, actually, one of the elephants is going to go back. Pimp. Do you simp for a thimp? Chatlandia? I love Chatlandia. It's my favorite country. Alright, Market Blacksmith coming in. So I guess the Castle Age times are still going to be kind of similar. Chatistan. No, it's not an actual country. Alright, DBA coming in. I mean, you have tons of food, obviously, here as Gabi. So, seems like a kind of interesting little build here. You might need to sell some stone, though. He's just giving up another bill. There's some weird names out there, that's true. I mean, giving Kozmonot the benefit of the doubt, it feels like this is, you know, still going to be very much a rehearsed build, and he is ahead in resources relative to Gabi and is only like a minute slower to Castle Age. I don't know if this is actually good, though. To deal with cogs? Right now, I don't see one. I feel like Gabi's just going to go here and drop a castle and say, come at me, bro. Cold shaft mining coming in. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Giga Chadlandia. Now, I guess Gabi could just build the castle at home, but it's such a short rush distance. And look at this. Cosmonaut Scout is right here. For such an upgrade? What upgrade? You mean gold shaft mining? Remember, it's discounted on the food cost, and you can get an age early as Burgundians. It's actually perfectly fine to get right here. Connected Twitchopia. Something like that. Alright. So I guess the castle's at home. I mean, obviously, if the villas were coming forward, they would be forward already. Or not. Or just a little bit late. Whatever. Whatever. Like, oh my god. Do we really even care if the castle is a little bit late? Okay, monastery is immediately canceled and placed a little bit further back. Double monastery monk defense is generally not a bad idea versus the conquistadors, and we have the TC here at the back as well. This is a much easier area to defend. There isn't anything inherently wrong with this from Kozmonot. My concern is still going to be the gold, and stone actually for that matter, and that both of those resources are going to be extremely tough to take. Scout sees the TC immediately though, which I love. Castle's in here, Vils can just go right back to work. Castle forward. It is technically closer to Green's TC than to Blue's TC. Ergo, the castle is forward. But yeah, no, in all seriousness, guys, you have 5 tiles of gold to play with. Realistically, probably only 3 that are safe, as conks can obviously come around here pretty easy. And if Gabi is as diligent with her outpost building and general map awareness as she was in the previous game, then I think it's going to be much, much trickier to sneak through and secure some extra resources. And look at this. Love, love, love it here from Gabi. She is able to get that outpost down. And she is going to see if Kozmonot tries to expand to the outside. Anyway, you know, the conks, the thing. You know, the thing the conks do, right? Immediately killing 2 monks. That is so huge, guys. Now, you do have this little quick wall over here, but like I was saying, this gold is going to be very, very difficult to secure. Easy Vil snipe there. Oh, my goodness. On top of the gate? No, it's because it's uphill. This is a few tiles of elevation uphill, so it just looks like it. She's also healing up the injured scout. We are downloading more RAM. And, like, this is the thing with conks, right? Conks can just win you games of domination. They sure are. And yet, for Spanish, it works, because they lack a powerful eco bonus, and they lack crossbowmen. So it doesn't feel overbearing. I mean, conks themselves can feel overbearing, but Spanish as a civ don't feel overbearing. That's the point. Look at this, guys. We're going to be on 4 battering rams here in a second. Gabi's not messing around, guys. She ain't half-stepping. And again, love, love, love these outposts. Underbearing. But what I like about conquistadors is that you don't have to go all in with them. Now, Gabi is going all in with them, but you don't have to. Yeah, I mean, again, you literally have 3 tiles of gold that are safe and 0 tiles of stone. Conversion luck, it's not the greatest, but yeah, this is it. This is gonna be it. Yep. Okay, that was bad luck. That was bad luck. That You're still probably dead anyway. I mean, that just happens, right? No, it's not sudden death, but yep, 15 kills to 3 deaths, 2 conversions for 9 monks. I mean, that just happens, man. But remember, that was Kozmonot's home map. And we are all tied up. And this, guys, is at the very least going to make Husiel happy. Because remember, Husiel also here in contention for first place in this group. Last pick too, as well. Wait a minute. Oh, Burgundians, though. So Stranded will be the final map. Lithuanians probably here for Kozmonot versus probably Koreans. A Stacy is a Stacy the female equivalent of the Chad? Yeah, with this, guys, here, let me show you. Thanks for everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Hope you're all having a lovely day. With this, Husiel is looking a little bit better poised for the group. That said, Gabi has Lamo in the last round, though. Monos and Thunderbolt are also kind of, on the lower end, but Lamo's obviously been having a real bad go of things, unfortunately, for him. But yeah, you can see right here, now it's Husiel who has the best chance to finish first. So let's say Husiel wins 2-1 versus Monos. Yeah, at that point... Oh, if Dr. Kozmonot wins this game, Husiel just needs to win his series to be guaranteed first place. If Gabi wins this game, and if Gabi sweeps Lamo, which, again, poor Lamo, it seems like most everybody is, then I think that's going to be tough. But if Dr. Kozmonot wins this game... if he sweeps, he can get first place too. So yeah, this is all still extremely important. Win probability? I'm not sure, honestly. But yeah, you can see it's very, very close here at the top between these three players. Now, there isn't too much of a difference between second and third place, as you're still playing in the decider round to go up to gold. But getting first place immediately puts you into Gold League next season, so that's a huge win if you're able to get that first place, which, again, is all three of these players are perfectly capable of doing at the moment. So this is a big one, guys. This is going to be a lot of fun. I mean, it has been a lot of fun. It's been an interesting series. Lamo? I'm pretty sure Lamo is already Ripperino. It doesn't say on Wikipedia that Lamo's eliminated, but with only one win and one series left, I don't think you're doing too much. Alrighty, guys, here we are. Yeah, it's rough, man. Okay, exactly what I expected. Here in the blue, as the Hangugin to the west of the map, it will be Gabi. This is her home map. This is her #1 Civ pick, I think. Yeah, it is. So getting the sneak win in the last game with Spanish over Burgundians on her opponent's home map was really huge for her because everything here is set up for her victory. Kozmonot, meanwhile, is going to be in the green as the Lithuanians to the east. Still very much with a solid chance here, and he did win game #1. But imagine if Gabi banned Chinese or picked Chinese in game #1, because she could do that. That could be really, really tough. Although then she probably wouldn't have Koreans here. But although Koreans are good on this map, I feel like Chinese versus any other Civ is significantly better than Koreans versus any other Civ here. Like, relatively speaking, Chinese are even better than Koreans are. And the Lithuanians aren't even that bad of a Civ at dealing with Koreans because they have excellent monks and cavalry. But we shall see. Both players start with a fishing ship. One might even say a fiskimader. Lithuanians get that extra food, though, so you already have the vills on wood. Gonna get the extra fishing ship out. Gabi, meanwhile, just one vill gathering the shorefish here. Note that actually green doesn't have a vill gathering from the shorefish. Kind of interesting. Just sent the vill back over. Just to get the TC down faster. And look, you can see Kozmonot's half a vill ahead because of it. Already sort of an interesting use of that bonus. Her aggressive play? Certainly. Like, again, Koreans are going to be great. No question about it. But Lithuanians themselves are also a very fast Civ. So, we shall see. Fishing ship also out a hair faster, I guess half a fishing ship faster. But look at this start from Kozmonot. Really excellent usage of those early game bonuses. I do like it when players really can try and leverage every little advantage they can get with their civilization. And have a tailored Dark Age to it. Always a big fan of it. Anyway, Rhino, they're in here for Gabi. Third fishing ship for her, but the third fishing ship is already out. So you're a villager and a fishing ship ahead here as Dr. Kozmonot. Good stuff. Wait, they buffed them quite a lot. Who is them in this case? They, I assume, is the devs. I mean, Koreans? I mean, Koreans are definitely overtuned at the moment via their Fire Lancers. I don't know if anything else about Koreans is necessarily overtuned, though. Turtle ships are kind of weird. Lithuanians? I don't think they were really buffed for a long time. Look at this, soon to be 6 fishing ships versus only going to be soon to be 5. There's still a villa ahead here as green. The Spanish, ha! With the FC strats. It might make it makes the wagons maybe a bit too good. I don't think it's actually overpowered for anything other than wagons, though. You might need to nerf their Castle Age Pierce Armor down to 2. Whereas keeping Elite with 4, and that might be necessary because of the free armor, but again, I don't think that really is an issue inherently with the Civ. Yep. Yep. Yeet. It is a little annoying to me, though, because it felt like Koreans were in a really good spot just before Three Kingdoms, and then they got completely upended with Three Kingdoms. I mean, Shinkichon rocket carts are totally fine. I mean, they're cool. They're very high damage, but they're not as tanky as regular siege onagers. Harder to master. The thing is, more wagons are perfectly fine as an imp unit. They're still not that cost efficient in Imperial Age. So I don't think you can nerf their cost. Anyway, yeah, look at this freaking start for Kozmonot, man. You know, Gabi's gonna go FC, I think. This is, generally speaking, a very bad strategy, in my opinion, on the map in the current meta. Back when this map was first introduced, this map had, like, you could go aggressive or you could go defensive on it. But like most T90 hybrid maps, the map was soon figured out and then it just kind of became, you know, hyper-aggressive. With Fire Lancers? So Fire Lancers are basically a hybrid between Pikemen and Swordsmen, but they only cost wood and gold. So they're the only infantry unit that don't cost food. But they have pretty decent stats, but the thing is they're very, very cheap to afford on a low eco, especially as Koreans who get a 50% discount on them. But generally speaking, they're very tough to stop. They also have their little charge attack thing, but that's not really the most important aspect of the unit outside of siege towers. Well, the thing is, they have the Eagle Warrior armor class. So they're really weak to swordsmen, but the issue is that the Fire Lancers themselves are so much easier to get going than their counter unit is. Fire Lancers? Yeah, basically. I don't think they're definitely not too good in late game, though. And the thing is with Fire Lancers, I don't even see them as, like, all that problematic of a unit for the not Koreans and Vietnamese civs. Like, Is there any other Fire Lancer civ where the unit feels especially oppressive? I don't think so. It was... Because if you think about it, reworked Chinese and Ketons and Jurchens were all designed around Fire Lancers. Whereas it feels like it was just tacked on to Koreans and Vietnamese. Extremely strong? Well, I mean, they're a gold unit, right? So they should be better than Halbs. But I don't think that they're broken or anything in Imp. Because that's when the counters become a lot more relevant. Anyway, Stable Blacksmith coming in. I mean, Kozmonot is also kind of going for an FC. This is really weird because usually everyone's going forward on this map and super aggressive. Also, yeah, exactly. Like, it's 45 gold for a frontline unit there. Feels icky? Oh, I agree. I agree. Like, a lot of the issues we have with some of the new units that were introduced is that they don't require upgrades to be good. Oh yeah, Cosmo had a very, very nice early build, and Gabi also went for early walls, which slows her down. Making an upgrade? I agree. I think the devs are a little hesitant to do that, though. But I mean, look at Drummonds and Lochuans as well. Both had issues because they just don't require an upgrade when their counterparts require an upgrade. Piggy. Yeah, well, I mean, the unit was designed around Gambesons affecting them. They don't have any Pierce armor. In Castle Age, in Imp, they have one. That I don't think is an issue. Anyway, Scout Cav over here, gonna be able to snipe that dude. But Gabi isn't even going for war wagons or anything like that. Like, she's just gonna be hitting Castle Age. She could just add a TC, man. Chompy Warriors? Well, Chompy will likely need an upgrade. In the same way that, you know, swordsmen require upgrades. Are we really going Korean Cav Archers? Why? What did I do to deserve that? I've been such a nice caster. Alright, Cav Archers and Fire Lancers, both with the huge wood discount there. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to test them out and make content for you guys. I really love doing that, all that testing stuff at the beginning of an expansion. So, devs, give me it! Give me it! But like I said, I seriously think World's Edge is like, oh, we have an Age of Mythology expansion coming out, so let's not promote the AoE 2 expansion because it's going to take away from the Age of Mythology expansion. Which, again, I think is ridiculous because it's not like the games have massively overlapping player bases. Tomorrow's a great campaign. Map? Yeah, usually because it just dies to aggression. But because neither player went especially aggressive, it kind of works. But right now, guys, Cosmonot's eco is just really taking over. I believe it was 5 fishing ship kills already. It's 13 fishing ships to 4. Also, Cosmonot's on 2 TCs, and I think that this is just not as good of a build by Gabi compared to Dr. Kozmonot. Putting gold units being so easy to use and their counters requiring actual eco and upgrades? Yep. Well, it's just the ranged units are much easier to keep alive, especially if you're not investing them much into them in the first place. But a big issue with skirmishers and cav archers is that the units that are required to counter them are much more of an investment than the units themselves. AOM tonight? So what is the AOM expansion? Is it Demeter or is it the Aztecs? Because I remember them saying both. Demeter? Aztecs is later? Ah, okay. But if it's just one new major god from an existing faction, I don't know, that doesn't feel like it's as big as, you know, Last Chieftains. Guys, this game feels aggressively over. Oh my god. Look at this eco difference, man. Like I said, I don't think Koreans were anywhere near as good on this map compared to Chinese on Mudflow. To something new. But yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure that World's Edge stopped any promotion of the AoE 2 DLC until probably tomorrow. So that they could instead promote AOM. And my point is, I don't know why we can't promote both at the same time. Or if it's really such an issue, like it was with the last year's expansions, AoE 4, AOM, and AoE 2 all getting an expansion around the same time last year. Why are we doing it again? Because I know people who work at both World's Edge and at Forgotten Empires were very unhappy last year that they had to release 3 expansions like within a month of each other. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But also, my understanding is that the there is no good direction for AoE 2. It seems like the people in charge of the AoE franchise like to change their mind constantly and don't have a very clear direction for the franchise. That's sort of the vibe I've gotten. Yeah. I mean, I think it is self-evident, and that's also what I hear from the rumblings behind the scene. Assumption? No, again, this is, like, from the various people I've talked to at FE and World's Edge over the years. In a month. I mean, they're probably overworked and underpaid, right? Isn't that the classic thing? Anyway, guys, got a lot of knights incoming here. Now, it's true that they only have the one relic at the moment. And this is still pretty annoying and scary, for sure. Houses? Yeah, Achaemenids, but that's, Chronicles. And again, I feel like people don't get this, that Chronicles and the rest of the expansions are literally done by different companies. They're both for Age of Empires, but there's like 0 overlap. Anyway, here we go. Fire Lancers have no upgrades, guys. And yet, the towers are here. The towers don't even have that great of upgrades. But yeah, look at that. Denying both of those rocket carts is so huge. And you escape with your knights. Would be cool to have an RTS for. Well, my Halo Wars was a big success for the American Halo players. Like, I have friends who've never touched an RTS other than Halo Wars, but really liked Halo Wars. Because it was, like, on the console, and it was Halo. So... Yeah, that's
That's delicious.
I think that's just a very American targeted game. Because I don't think any other country has the console culture that America has, except Japan. Chain barding armor is obviously going to be huge. There just isn't, There was a definitive edition? Really? I didn't even know. Yeah, this is just too much here. Too much. GG, well played from Gabi, and that is an important win here for Dr. Kozmonot. Totally dominates? Really? Well done from Kozmonot. Like I said, I think he had a far, far better build than Gabi did. And it was a little odd for her home map to play so passive. Like, that was a game that looked like it was over in Dark Age. Being a villager and a fishing ship ahead is just gigantic. But, like I said, so I think Gabi really... I mean, Gabi can get first place in the group now, but it's very unlikely. That would require both Husiel and Dr. Kozmonot to lose to their respective opponents in the last round, which seems pretty unlikely, even if Gabi sweeps. So it seems like it will probably be Husiel and Dr. Kozmonot fighting for the top spot. And given how things are going right now, if both players sweep, it's going to be Husiel going forward. So this is actually the best outcome for Husiel. Because now Husiel is completely in the driver's seat of making the leap to platinum. Now, it's still, again, it could technically be any of these three players, but it's probably going to be Husiel in first, and then a combination of Dr. Kozmonot and Gabi at 2 and 3, which, like I said, doesn't really matter all that much because they're both going into the same exact round. It just means you have to play a number 3 seed or a number 2 seed, which I don't think is likely going to be a big difference maker here. Yeah, I mean, great performance from Husiel for sure. Definitely improving a lot over the years. Stronghold Crusader? I never played any of the Stronghold series. But like I said, I'm just not really... I don't play that many games in general. Anyway, guys, I think that's it for today. Yeah, nothing else left today. Tomorrow is Goku versus Niaz at 16 GMT. Okay, we actually have several series at 16 GMT tomorrow. What is that in my time? See, that's the thing with the spec dashboard, is that it just shows the time in GMT and not in my local time. It's in 23 hours, so I guess 11 my time? But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you so much, everyone who's been tuning in. We'll certainly be back tomorrow. And I will see you guys next time.